So welcome to the 12 Crafts of Christmas. I've already started this one because I know that if I didn't, it was going to be a rather long video, but all I'm doing is cutting these tags. This is actually going to be tags, which is kind of funny because I know I'm doing a 12 tags of Christmas too, but I'm cutting them 2 inches by 3 3/4 of an inch. And I actually think I just need 5, so this is extra, so I'll just leave that to the side. And, oh, I have another piece of red. What did I do with that? Here it is. Okay. I need to score this. Let's see. It is 3 3/4 inches wide. I need this to end up being 2 inches. And let's see. I need it to end up being 2 inches, actually like 2 1/4 by 4. So if I do a 1/2 inch, so let's do 5 inches on one side. Oh good, it's 5 inches by 2 1/4, 3 1/4 on the other. So I'm going to actually use this square to write down what size it is. 3 1/4 by 5, and then score at 1/2 inch each side, and then the tags are 2 by 3 3/4. All right, so you're going to, and I'll hopefully remember to put this on the information box below. So you're going to score this on every side at a 1/2 inch, and we're just going to make a simple box with this. And this is probably going to be a little present that I'll give to someone, just as a little thank you for being you. And then on 2 of the sides, it doesn't matter which side, but on 2 sides, so either the long sides or the short sides, you need to cut this score line to the other score line. And we're actually going to cut it in a V. I didn't even think about that. I need to do that. So cut it in a V on both sides, and it doesn't have to be that wide of a V. I'm using my big girl scissors instead of my little scissors, and this one gets a little out of control sometimes. It's hard to see. So really all you need is a sliver on each side of this score line. But with the big scissors, you sometimes get it a little out of control. So just like that. And then on this one, I'm also going to cut just a little bit off, not much, from the score line or to the score line, however you want to do it, it doesn't matter. Just to make it a little tab like that. We can toss all of this. And hopefully you guys saw the picture at the beginning so you know exactly what we're making. It's a little sleigh with reindeer and, well, tag reindeer, I guess, in it. And this is not my original idea. I got this from Becky Roberts. She is inkingidaho.blogspot.com. She sells, I think, the way she does these things. I did not purchase it. I did not get her measurements or anything. I'm just totally looking at it and figuring out how I want to do it. So mine's a little different from hers, but if you want the original that I saw as the original, I don't know if it's her original idea or not. I didn't do any investigating. I just saw on Pinterest and thought, oh, that's really cute. And that's how I ended up finding it and using it. I did not, it's hard to say. I am, I guess, blessed in the way that I don't have to always get the dimensions or anything of a card or a project. If I just see it, I can usually, depending on what it is, but most of the time I'm fairly good at just seeing it and going from there with being able to make it. So that's what I'm doing. And I really don't know how many tags this will hold. Again, you know, this is the first time I've made this, but you could make as many tags as you wanted. And to get all of these dies, I didn't even say that, I'm using the Santa Sleigh framelit dies from Stampin' Up. I'll show you those in a second. These are those, the Stampin' Up Santa Sleigh framelits. And I used the sleigh, I used the wreath, and I used the reindeer for this project. And I'm just using red cardstock, some green cardstock, some black cardstock, and some brown cardstock. And then I'm going to also use, I think, some twine. And then I'm going to use probably some red stickles. So once you have your box made, you can kind of put that to the side. And then we're going to put our sleigh together. Now there is a right side and a wrong side kind of to the paper, and I'm going to do one of them on the wrong side and one of them on the right side, only because I want the sleigh to kind of be like back bookends. So there's going to be a prettier side, in my opinion, than and I probably could have done it a little more carefully so that they were both pretty sides, but I didn't, and it's going to be fine, because even the ugly side, which I hate to even call it ugly because it's not ugly, but even the ugly side is pretty. These dies are really cool. I'm just going to lay that right on top of the sleigh base. Now this glue will dry clear, so I'm not going to worry about some of the white that you see. It will be perfectly fine when it dries. All right. And the other thing that I might want to do is put a wreath around each one of these deer's necks. And oh, it just kind of stays if you don't want to glue it. I guess you don't have to. I'm going to glue it on the back where I cut it, because otherwise it won't fit through over his neck. And I was using some scraps that I had, and I only had one sheet of scraps, and so one of the deer is a different color, but I figured that would be all right. I knew this video would be really long if I didn't go ahead and die cut this, and you guys don't need to see me running it through the big shot. I didn't figure, so I didn't show you guys that part, but I literally just ran the dies through the big shot to get them all cut out. And this is the last little guy. Okay, and then now I'm going to build the tags. So I cut the tags and I cut the designer paper. This is retired designer paper, but I cut it all so it would be 2 by 3 3/4 inches. And I'm just going to top them off with this little topper punch. I'm going to do each one separately because I don't know if it will let you cut 2 at once. So I'd rather not break my punch. I love this punch, so I'm just doing 1 at a time. Goodness, it looks like I cut some of them just a little bit longer than 2, or a little bit wider than 2. Probably cut more than one of these at once, but okay, so then now throw this away. I'm just going to stick this onto each one of the bases. One, 2, 3, and then I have one that's broken because I didn't want it to be a different cardstock. So just pretend you didn't notice that. Because I don't think the recipient will. We'll just pretend that it was all one piece. We'll do that one first. So all I'm going to do is put this on the bottom. Actually, I probably could have just gotten by with it like that, but I didn't want to. I wanted to make it look just like the others. Ah, now it's crooked. Oh, goodness. Okay, there we go. So you want the tags to look like that. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I will take my glue and I'm going to glue my little deer onto the tag like so. One, 2, 3. 4, and one more. And then we're going to want to put the box on to the sleigh. Oh, actually that's quite long. I did 4 inches. I really don't need anywhere near 4 inches. Hold on, let me let me reevaluate this. And that way it won't, I mean, because these in there, that's going to look totally stingy. So let's do, I'm going to tear these apart. I'm going to change the measurements, guys. So don't do what I just said. I will fix it. I think I'm going to do 2 inches. Or maybe I'll do, okay, I will do, how many did I do before? 3/4. I think I'll do, no, I think I'll do 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I'll make this one 2 1/2 inches. And then I'll score it at a 1/2 inch. Okay, so it's 2 1/2 inches that I, actually no it's not. It's 2 3/4 inches because I didn't include that 1/2 inch. 2 1/2, it's 3 inches. I'll get it, I promise. Okay, I think it's 3 inches. Two and a half. It's 2 3/4 inches. No, it's not. It's 3 inches. Okay. Let me write that on here. It's 3 inches by 3 1/4 inches. You could probably just do it square if you wanted to. Hug. Okay, so now when you have this one cut and you have the little tabs cut, we'll glue it just like it was. That makes way more sense. Crafting in real life. I'll put glue here and glue here. So now I have a little box. I want to make sure the 2 inches one is this way. Actually, I don't think it even matters. Let's see how this looks. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of putting a little back on it over here. Ooh, that's good. Okay, I will figure out what I did here, and I will give you guys these dimensions on all of this so that you can do the same thing if you are interested. That way it has a little back for this thing, these things to rest on. I just put that all the way up there. I didn't want to do that. Okay, that will be better. And it'll stick up on this though. Okay, so I'm going to cut a little bit of that off. Again, this is my first one, but I promise you I will have the dimensions below and you will be able to make this without it looking quite as funky. So what I'm gonna tell you to do is to cut this at 3 by 3¼ by 4½ and then I'm going to tell you to actually I'm going to tell you to cut it at 3¼ by 3, and then you're going to want another one that's 3¼ by 1½, and you're going to want to score on all 4 sides at 1/2 inch, and this one you're going to want to score on 3 sides at 1/2 inch. And then the side that's not scored, the side that's just flat, goes on top. So I'm going to put flat side on top. Because all of the directions aren't going to be written, but the dimensions will. I'll put that down below. But I mean, really just refer to the video to see how you put it together. But you can see how now all of that is kind of hidden behind the sleigh. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this. And I'm going to put the sleigh over it. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And you want this to end up in the same spot as the other one, so I'm just trying to, I mean, just because it's going to stand up like this, so you want it to be kind of in the same spot so it's level. Okay, and so while that's drying, I'm just going to put it on the side to dry. I'm going to take some of my twine. I would say red or green would be pretty. And I'm going to tie 6 little bows, I guess. There's one. Two. Three. Sometimes I like seeing how small I can get them. That was a small one. Four. 2 more. See, if I had to cut all those, die cut all those out too, you guys would be like, oh my goodness. But this is a really cute project, I thought, and when I saw it on Pinterest, I knew I had to make it. And I'm really not sure who I'm even giving it to yet, but I know that I will give it away. So this is the last one, and we're going to put these on all of the wreaths. And you can use a glue dot or some glue, whatever you prefer, I would say would be fine. Let me put these out like this. And three, 4, 5, and then I will put stickles on all of their noses. I'm going to hang this just on the sleigh like that. And then these are going to go in here like that. I might even put some berries on the wreaths. And I'm also going to put a string on each one of these tags. Dingbat, of course. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is that. So I think it's super cute. I really love that she had the idea, or the, I don't know. It's really cool to me that she was creative enough to come up with this. And I appreciate that I could copy it. So because I know that she sells hers, I want to stress again that if you want the original, please go to her site and purchase it. It is Becky Roberts at inkingidaho.blogspot.com, and you should be able to purchase it from her there. If you want my kind of made-up directions, well, not kind of, my made-up directions, all of that information, the cut sizes will be below, but to actually know how to do it, you'll have to watch the video to see what I did, and then you guys can do the same thing. And if you've gotten this far, you've already watched that and you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I think it really did need that backing on it to help hold these up. Otherwise these would have just fallen right off the back. I hadn't even thought of that until I messed up, which turned out to not be a mess up. So that's pretty cool. Oops, it fell out of the back anyway. But I think this is just a really cute gift. If you put this in some plastic wrap, like from the Dollar Tree, you know, and then tied it in a little bow, that would be so cute to give to somebody. Just put it on their desk. How cute is that? That is so adorable. So I'm going to brighten it up with some stickles, and then I'll take a finished picture of it when it's finished with the stickles. But this is what you do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.